As what my mother was telling, you have to say those who are lower than what we are.
Well, since my childhood, I really want to become a teacher, but I cannot because it's expensive and my parents can't afford to send me to school.
Opportunity knocks only sometimes. So when opportunity comes, we'll open our doors, embrace it, and then work for it.
Once they are successful, for sure they will help their family. Because what they have learned from here, I think it's always in their heart and in their mind. The problems here in Cebu City is poverty and illiteracy. So while they are on the street, they are prone to scrupulous people, some criminalities, exploitations, prostitutions for the girls. So they would end up to jail. The education is the one leading you to have a brighter future. Hayag has created to have education in order that they will break the cycle from their parents. They would be able to live a decent life, or at least to uplift their standards of living.
When I was in grade 1, I already accompanied my parents going there in the forest just to make charcoal. I also tried to sell any fruits that's found in our surroundings like guavas, bananas, just to sustain the family's needs as well. And then the other kids who played Saturday and Sunday just playing, I don't experience that. It's the typical childhood of a Filipino because usually the children who are like us, they really help their family as well.
My parents' income is not enough to support our daily needs. My mother is a laundry woman and my father is a carpenter or sometimes work as a farmer. Actually, during my high school days, elementary days, I work as a working student just to finance my school needs because my parents could not support. I work under the heat of the sun in our rice fields. So that's our source of income. But it's okay for us. We are contented during that time. In my mind, I want that someday, whatever I want, I can provide it to myself. And of course, to my parents also, to my family.
We are now suffering from poverty that would be worsened if there will be no education. Usually in Lapu-Lapu, they are having sexual exploitation. They have foreigners, and then the young girls is just in front of the computer. And then they will send money, and then they have to do whatever they want to let the child do it. I saw there was a woman who was carrying a child. So I told her, where are all your children? Why you are only bringing one? And I know you have 5 or 6 children. And she was telling, they are adopted. And then, what was the agreement, I asked her, when you give their children to those people? They give me money. That's the answer. Because they lack education. They don't know how to feel that you have to give birth and you have to care for your child. What they are just thinking is, once I get birth, I give it to somebody, I receive money, I have something to eat, I can do what I want. She told me last night, I don't know where they are living now. I can imagine how painful it is to be a mother. But then she was just happy.
Every Sunday, we have that Sunday feeding program. We have children 4 to 12 years old who cannot bought some food, so we just get them and bring them here. With the help of the residential-based scholars, we give them some nutritious foods, some gifts also, and after that, send them back to their families. Being a community-based social worker, I need to home visit, interview, or check on the families if they have any problems encountered. I usually visit those indigenous people or the poor from the poorest families. So, before the children, parents first. Because the parents teaches the children to become what have they done, what the good mannership they have. So they're just very, very excited every time we have seminars conducted at the House Hayag.
Education plays a very big role. They don't hire if you don't attain this kind of degree. Even if the lower class work before, it's an edge with those who did not study college. I plan that I don't like going to college because I'm already working, so I can sustain the family's needs. But then I realized that if I can graduate college, I can have more than this. I studied college with everything that is provided for me, so it's a really great opportunity.
When I started in Hayag, it's not that easy because I am far from my family, and then we need to wake up early in the morning because we need to work for our allowances. So we need to balance school, then catering services, in-house Hayag.
We have our daily routine in-house Hayag. So we have this wake-up time at 5 o'clock, but we can wake up earlier than that because we have our rosary at 5. And then prepare for school if your class is early. If not, you have to perform our individual tasks in the house.
It's a blessing that this scholarship, Hayag Scholarship, came to us. And it changed our life, literally. So, like, everything we have right here is thanks to Hayag.
I love biology. All things that concern about life, I love it.
So, for me, I think it's about curiosity.
Our scholarship is requiring us to pass this subject. And, you know, kanang hard work.
It's really hard because sometimes I was scolded by Ate Sarah because of some mistakes, but we can learn from our mistakes. So through that, I was able to become a better individual, a better person. She taught us a lot, as in a lot.
Not just educationally, but also with the attitudes. Every time she will give us our allowance, she will say that income minus savings equals expenses.
Income minus savings equals expenses.
Money received minus savings equals the expenses. I teach the girls for that way. And I told them, once you have the money, you have to think. Do not buy just anything that you don't need. And then once you think that it's already an extra, you give support to the others. Before House Hayag, I have already two girls with me to take care of my two kids. So since my children are still very young, I don't need to pay for their education. So I tried to find ways how we can sustain for their education for those two young girls with me. I was forced to send my jewelries to the pawn shop to pay for their tuition fees. I do it purposely that they are the one who do it so that they would treasure that I sacrifice for them, so they have to sacrifice for themselves, that they would really succeed one day. So I have to get it back from the pawn shop. And when I went there, they told the date has expired and they have sold it to anybody. But it lasted for 2 years, and that helps.
That hard life of my childhood helps me to bring where I am now. So sometimes I'm sharing it to my students, but they will not believe me. Are you sure, miss? You really grew up like that? Because they will also say that, we'll just be making charcoal, miss, after we graduate. So I told them that it's not really easy to be just making charcoal and all. And they will not believe that I also came from there because I'm now a teacher. So it's not really impossible to become who we want to be, even if we are poor. It's my motivation to them. They said that the teacher is the student's hero. So I have to stand for that. Without a teacher, there's no engineer, doctor, and all the professions. So that's why I choose this profession.
My family serves as my inspiration to pursue my degree. That's the only way that I can help them. We're 7 siblings. Yes. And I'm the only girl, and I'm the only one who finished college degree because of Hayag. If not with Hayag, I don't have a stable job and a stable salary. My mother will still be working hard for us. I have a chance to help my brother to pursue his degree to go to college.
What is he studying?
Criminology, police. He wants to solve crimes. And then it's in demand here in the Philippines.
If I then become a teacher, well, our house will still be the small house that we have. So I cannot sustain to build a house and buy the family's needs. It's gonna be income minus expenses equals savings. So I haven't applied what Ate Sarah taught us. But I told my father not to build a very big house because maybe we'll be getting married, my brothers and all, then we'll be living separately. But he said that still, even if we're married, we will be going back to the house of our parents. So he just have it like that. It's not really an obligation of the children to build a house for the parents, send the siblings to school. But then I'm doing that because I want them to have a better life, because that was my first purpose.
I am blessed and I am thankful because I am now married. In some ways, my partner could help me to support my family, to support the school needs or the financial needs of my brother.
Success really is not a matter of luck. It's a matter of hard work and sacrifices, because there are really times that we tend to give up. But then, giving up is not an option if we want to attain our goals. So just hard work and sacrifices, and of course, without Hayag, I cannot be where I am now.
What I was thinking is, like for example now, I am old. Anytime I will go. But then, if I die, I won't bring anything at all with me. But that jewelry that was lost saved a lot of girls with me who was able to succeed their education. And they are now professional, which I am more happy than the jewelries. They are my jewels.